All right. This is the last question in terms of simple articulated equations with fractions, unless I'm going to do a video which I'll be dealing with past exam papers. But this is the last question, and it's a little bit tricky for people who do not understand fractions. So basically, let's get into it. We are told that we've got x minus 1 over x, which is equals to 1, right? So what happens? This x which we have, we presume that this is a natural number. Let's call it 2. And then I'm told that minus 1 over 2 is equals to 1. I'm putting these numbers so that you can understand the logic. I'm not saying that x is equals to 2, right? I want to give you some context and remind you of the work which you did in primary. So in primary, you were told that if you would say you were having this particular number, which is an improper fraction, you would look at what? You would look at the denominator and you would change this natural number to look like a fraction. So in other words, remember, when you say 2 over 2, it gives you 1, right? But here, because I've got 2, it means I've got 2 over 2 plus another 2 over 2. And since the denominators are identical, we would say then the denominator is 2, and then we add the numerators, which gives you 4. So you would basically have 4 over 2. You would then come and say 4 over 2 minus 1 over 2. From there, these denominators, since they are identical, you would write your denominator, then you would say 4 minus 1, then you would get you 3 over 2, right? Okay, now, how is it different now? How do we deal with it since we're now in high school? Now we take this x, we say minus 1 over x, and we say is equals to 1. Now, we are going to turn this x into an improper fraction. And how do we do that? We now look at this denominator, which is x, and then we're going to use a conjugate, whereby we're going to say x over x multiplied by this x, which is the natural number over 1, minus 1 over x, which is equal to 1. Now I say x times x, which gives me x squared, and x times 1, which gives me x, minus 1 over x, which is equals to 1. But if you know your fractions, you would know that since these denominators are identical, what do? Here, this instruction is saying subtract. So I can write it as x squared minus 1 all over a common denominator of x, which is equals to 1. Now, when I've written it like this, now I come and I tell you that, okay, my restriction, my x cannot equal 0. And then since I've told you that my x cannot equal 0, I come and multiply by x here, I multiply by x there. This x cancels out that x, so I'm left with x squared minus 1. So I write that I've got x squared. But before I write the minus 1, remember 1 times x is x. I transpose this positive x, it becomes a negative x. And then I write that negative 1, I say is equals to 0. So voila, now I've got a trinomial. And in order for me to solve this, I cannot use simple factorization. Then now, that's when you start to use your quadratic equation, which says negative open bracket negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is what you use. Now, observe, what is your a? Your a, you find it here. Your a is here. Your b is here. And this is your c. So now, I'm going to say that x is equal to negative open bracket my b, right? My b is a negative 1. Then I've got a plus or minus here. Then I say square root of my b squared. I open the bracket, I say negative 1 squared. Then I've got minus 4 multiplied by a. A is a positive 1. Multiplied by c, which is a negative 1. I close the hood of them. Then I say all over 2 multiplied by 1, because my a is 1. Then when I come here, negative times negative, it gives me a positive. So I've got a positive 1 I have a plus or minus root of, if I come here, 1 squared gives me 1, so I've got 1. Then negative times this negative gives me a positive 4 by 1, which is 4, times 1, which is 4. So I've got a positive 4 here, all over what? All over 2. Then I go to my calculator now. I say that 1 positive root 5 all over 2, or my other x is 1 minus root of 5 all over 2. And if you check, these x's are not equal to 0. So these would be my solutions, this and that. Then you utilize your quadratic formula. All right, thank you. Let's meet on the next video.